welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith Anderson.
And this is Chris Richards.
And today we are going to be doing episode 8, The Last Jedi, directed by Rian Johnson. I just want everybody to know that up front. Just so you know, Rian Johnson directed this.
We got a different director for this episode, and then we're going to switch back to our old one next episode.
Probably. Sometimes dealing with me, you might get a different.
We'll get it.
That's fair. Let's see. Today, The Last Jedi, so this is episode 8. It is number 9 in our Star Wars saga. So, no, 10. 10.
Yeah.
Then we got one more after that, which is The Rise of Skywalker. Let's see. What you said? You said something?
I just realized I have to do the plot, and there's like a whole nother movie in between us watching. And then I have to go back and do the plot for that one next, and I'm not gonna remember any of it. What are we gonna do?
You gotta look at something. I can do the plot.
No, let's do it. I'll do the plot.
Okay. All right. Good.
Good. All right, good.
I didn't want to do it. Either way, let's see. Today, The Last Jedi is brought to you by homemade lemon lime and a little bit of cran apple. It's pretty good. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Not the best, not the worst, but
I like it. It's better than a Pepsi slushie.
That's also fair.
From a gas station.
Far away.
Because nobody wants that. At least not. Nobody on this podcast wants a Pepsi slushie.
That time I had the Mountain Dew slushie, I was like, I don't really like. Just give me fruit.
I think I'm discovering I don't really care for Mountain Dew anymore. Not that I was ever like a huge fan of it, but there's this like new watermelon Mountain Dew out there that everyone's like, oh, it's so good. It's just like drinking watermelon, anything that's ever been watermelon flavored candy.
Gross.
I was like, it's not that good.
No,
it's not that bad, but it's not that good.
Gross.
I could have been without it and not missed anything. I'm just stalling so I can remember the plot of Last
Jedi. Is that what you're doing?
Okay. It's starting to become that.
That's all right.
Because I know I have to do it.
That's fair.
I know what I gotta do.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. Well, let's get it started.
It worked.
Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers, need some likes. Let's go to Chris with our magnificent, flawless plot.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I see what you're doing here. Trying to take me down a peg.
No. This is going to be amazing. It's always amazing. I love it.
Okay. So, Star Wars, Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is a movie in the Star Wars franchise. It's shit. I'm trying to think how the very beginning of it starts out, and I really kind of can't.
So
remember,
it starts out with showing Kylo. Let's see. They show him doing something.
Oh yeah, doesn't he get shit? He gets yelled at by Snoke, punches his helmet to death in the elevator.
Yeah.
I forget why. Was it the opening bombing thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They were leaving the Resistance was leaving the world.
Yeah.
Whatever world they were on.
Yeah, the Resistance was fleeing the First Order. Thank you. I could not remember how that started.
I don't think I helped. But
well, you definitely did. The Resistance was fleeing the First Order, and then one of their big dreadnought ships, the First Order's big dreadnought ship, showed up, and they were like, all right, we're going to wipe them out as they're trying to escape. And the Resistance was like, nope, surprise, we got bombers, and we're going to blast you to shit, until they all just started getting killed. And then Poe was like, no, we got them where we want them. We're all dying, but we got them where we want them. We got one ship left alive. Let's try to take them down. They did. They took down the one big ship, But there were, I think, if I counted, there was like 20 some ships originally on like Leia's little ship counter screen, and like 5 of them made it back after that mission. So Poe gets demoted. Was it from commander to captain?
Yes.
And Leia wasn't having any of his shit because she thought he shouldn't have pushed people forward. She thought he was being a bad leader, or not a leader. She thought he was being reckless and got a lot of people killed, which he did. And then her son tries to kill her.
Yes.
Because Kylo Ren rolls up in his ship onto Leia's command ship, doesn't pull the trigger, but the two other fucking ships with him did. Blast the bridge. Everyone fucking dies. Admiral Akbar died.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, him, there were a couple other people they named too.
Yeah.
But they were like the leadership of the resistance.
Leia was the only one that survived the bridge accident. And she survived by having force powers. If only they had said in like the last couple movies that she had them. Oh wait, they fucking did. So she has force power. She pulls herself back into the ship, and she lives.
Classic.
She doesn't live well because she immediately like goes catatonic, and she spends a good portion of the rest of the movie unconscious. Mm-hmm. Someone else steps up in the Resistance. Admiral Holdo, Laura Dern, gets a new promotion. She gets a new position, and is like, I'm in charge. And Poe thinks it's gonna be him, and it ain't him.
He does think that, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're like, it's just like there's only one person fit to lead, and he kind of like, like gets his jacket looking nice and pops his collar a little bit, and like Admiral Holden, he's like, oh, he sits back down.
It reminds me of Ryan, the hottest in the office. Award goes to Danny Cordray. What? I didn't even want.
I mean, what would I do with it? Really, what would I do with it? So he doesn't get his promotion. He gets stuck with his demotion to captain.
Yeah.
And Admiral Holdo doesn't seem to like him and the way he does things. At first.
That's fair.
Because previous to that, the last thing he did was he got a bunch of people killed. So she's like, all right, here's what we're doing. We're going to pretty much just try to outrun the First Order because they just tracked them through light speed. Mm-hmm. And they thought, oh, well, if they can track us through light speed, we can't light speed away, so we'll just normal speed away with our shields on the back, and hopefully they'll just, get tired of it.
Yeah.
And...
well, until they figure out something else, because they knew that they were just burning through gas.
They weren't really figuring out something else. Or they weren't. Finn...
well, Holdo was.
Yeah, I guess. Later, she figured out something real good.
And you're getting to that part, but so she had already had the transport idea.
Yeah.
But then Finn and Rose gave it away to the Keymaker, the Code Breaker.
Yes.
And then he told the First Order, so that's how they got caught.
Yeah.
So Holdo had a good idea.
Yeah.
So technically, it is Poe's fault.
Yeah.
That they,
Yeah.
because if he hadn't sent Finn and Rose away, they'd have been fine.
Yeah, because Finn tries to leave. He tries to run.
Yeah, he does.
Or, he says it's for Rey's sake because he has the transponder that'll lead her back to him, but not everybody else because he was going to dip.
Gotta get out of there.
He was going to leave. Him and Rose go on their little casino adventure to Casino Night Zone.
Nice.
Looking for the Code Breaker.
Is that Sonic?
Yes. The Code Breaker described to them by Maz via
Skype
TV rays, Skype via Zoom. The only person that she trusts with this, she gives them a description. Well, they find someone who does match the description, but is not. It turns out to not be trustworthy.
No. It was a different person.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know it wasn't the same guy, but she said it was the only person she trusted.
Oh yeah.
With that kind of, she's like, there's only one person I trust with this thing, and this other guy could do it, but he was not trustworthy.
Oh, gotcha.
And I thought I remembered him also having the same pin, but I guess not.
Nah,
that
he was
could
in
have not
jail.
been true.
Yeah, he was in jail.
They meet him. They meet. I won't give him away because that's your job, the actor. They meet him. They have their own little further adventure. BB-8 turns into a fucking coin machine gun. And meanwhile, Rey is training under Luke. Luke is begrudgingly training Rey after refusing to do so. He decides, all right, I'll train you. Then I won't. Then I will. And then I won't. And then my old teacher's going to show up from beyond the grave and laugh at me.
Fair.
Which is amazing. I loved it. So Rey is having her training with Luke. Everyone else is just fucking suffering and dying.
Yeah,
like the Resistance is literally dying off. Like all their ships are getting picked off, and they're sticking to like this old notion that someone has to go down with the ship. And I think that's kind of
dumb,
unnecessary in a spaceship.
Sometimes.
I mean,
because no one's piloting what's going to happen.
Does autopilot not exist for? It does. It has to, because there's been plenty of times where, like, you know, Han and Chewie are chilling in the back of the Falcon playing laser chess, and no one's flying the ships. I don't know what they were doing, but eventually everything gets real bad, and they go to the saltiest planet in the universe, full of Star Wars fans. No, there weren't any there, but yeah, they go there. They have their last stand. Luke does something real cool and brushes his shoulders off a little bit. Gets to make Kylo Ren look like a dick.
Fair.
And once again, like in Empire, like in The Empire Strikes Back, this middle movie of the trilogy ends kind of with the good guys not in such a good position. They're pretty hard off. Like they think that they're the only. All of them in that little bunker are the last of the Resistance, and I mean until the end of the next one they are. So things aren't looking too good for them at this point. But that's pretty much the plot without me giving away everything that we're going to talk about in our likes and dislikes.
Fair.
So I will give it over to Keith for the cast.
Okay, the young cast. First up, Mark Hamill plays two people. He plays Luke Skywalker. And he plays a character named Dobbu Scay. The guy who was putting the coins in BB-8. Luke, that's Mark Hamill.
Little drunk guy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mark Hamill. Yep, I literally just read it, and then it popped up right away.
Young Mark Hamill is getting work. Good for him.
He gets work.
He's putting miles on his resume.
Yeah. Let's see. So
hope he can keep it up.
Right. He is like 75. He's old. He's up there.
Good for him.
I said 75. I don't really know how old
I'm not
is.
sure how old he is either. I'd say
69.
I'd say probably at least 60 something.
He'll be 70 this year.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So pretty good.
Send him a cake or something.
Yeah, okay. So from the last episode 7, we have a couple returners, a lot of returners.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, Leia Organa, may she rest in peace.
Yes.
We also have the Brick Shithouse, Adam Driver. He is also in this movie. Shirtless Adam Driver is in this movie. We also have Daisy Ridley as Rey. She's back. A young John Boyega as Finn.
Hey.
Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, the best pilot in the galaxy, obviously. Let's see. Playing Snoke in a very. He actually had a lot of scenes in this one.
Yeah.
As opposed to the first one or number 7. But he plays Snoke, Andy Serkis. Something I told Chris during while you're watching it. He was in 3 major franchises, and he kind of killed in each one.
Yeah.
And I can't even be mad about it.
With probably more to come, because motion cap CGI isn't going anywhere. So
no.
this man's
like this
man's going to keep man's going to keep getting work.
Fair.
And good for him, because I also think he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, good for him. So
even though I really thought it for like a hot second, I was like, is that Bill Nighy? Is that Davy Jones?
Also fair.
And then you were like, Andy Serkis, and I was like, oh, yeah, dummy, come on.
That's okay. Let's see. Back as Maz, Lupita Nyong'o. We have General Hux coming back as his name is Domhnall Gleeson. Did we do the cast last episode?
I feel like we did.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
I don't remember his name. I don't remember us saying his name. Because I feel like we would have remembered that.
I feel like I didn't say any of these people.
I don't know.
I guess when I listened to it,
we had to.
Okay, I don't know.
I mean, it's a pretty important part of the podcast. I feel like we put it in there.
A little bit. Okay, let's see. Anthony Daniels, podcast favorite.
Whoop whoop.
C3PO. That's not how I taught you.
There it is.
Back again in a very limited role. Captain Phasma, Gwendoline Christie. I didn't say any of these names. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not remember saying any of these people.
I think I remember it happening. We had to have.
Yeah, maybe. It's been a while. Like, not even a week.
Yeah,
but it's been a while. It was actually, well, either way, whatever. Let's see. The Star Wars fan favorite, Kelly Marie Tran, is Rose Tico.
This poor woman.
I want to read something to you after we get on the cast.
Okay.
Laura Dern.
Hey.
Miss Jurassic Park herself.
Yeah.
As Vice Admiral Hodel.
Dr. Ellie Sattler.
There it is.
Paleobotanist. That's what she was.
Yeah. Let's see. Next up, Benicio Del Toro. He was the master code breaker. His name is DJ. Did not know that.
I didn't know it until I saw it in the
They never said his name.
captions in this watch through.
Spoiler alert, Yoda shows up. Old Yoda.
Yes, Puppet Yoda.
Puppet Yoda.
Amazing.
Frank Oz.
You said old Yoda, like we've ever seen young Yoda.
Yeah. The flipping around Yoda we have.
Oh yeah, but he was still like 800-something years old. He was like 870 years old.
He wasn't flipping around. He was scavenging for food in one series, and in the other series, it's flipping around with Yoda and a lightsaber, taking L's.
Yeah, he had a stick, and he was whapping R2-D2 with it and looking for flashlights.
Yes. Either way.
Help you, I won't.
Let's see. R2-D2 is played by somebody named Jimmy V. Let's see who's back again. The guy who plays Chewbacca after Peter Mayhew played him, Junis Sutamo. He's been in a lot of them. The actual Master Codebreaker is Justin Theroux. He was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of different shows, honestly. Because I remember I looked him up once and I was like, oh, okay. He was in American Psycho. Next after him. After that, the only person that I want to mention, the man gets work in the Star Wars.
He's in here?
In the Star Wars Pantheon or whatever you want to call it. And that person's name is, if you followed us.
I know you're. I know who you have to be talking about.
I'll let you say it. Go ahead.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh shit, Warwick Davis.
Yes, his name is Wody Ben, but he is in here. This is right there.
Good for him. I just got to him. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He was a voice of Slowen Lo.
He was the guy who tattled on him for parking their escape pod on the beach.
Oh, was that the guy?
Because I remember his name. It says Slowen Lo. I was like, that's funny.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
He's a guy that he talked like this. I was like, yep, they crashed on the beach and right off towards the casino.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
a young
guy.
Robin in The Dark Knight. But yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That is it. That's all I care about.
Can I throw one person out there?
Sure.
Billy Lord.
I saw it. I don't know who that is.
She was. I'm pretty sure that's Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Oh, is it?
I think that's her real life daughter.
Can't be sure. I believe you though. Lieutenant Connix.
Yes.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yep. She is.
There it is.
Daughter of Carrie Fisher. I recognized the name, or I should say, I recognized the name, and I looked at her picture and was like, she doesn't look like she does in the movie, so I'm not sure if that's her, but it is her. Yeah, it's Carrie Fisher's like real life daughter. Gets a lot sadder in the next one.
That's fair. Okay, so going to IMDb. right before I get to the cast, I decided to. I just kept scrolling, and then it was on something. I don't know what it was on. I don't even know where it's at now. Okay, I found it. You ready for me to read it?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? You know
No.
what I'm reading? Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were looking at it.
No, I don't. I have no idea what it's going to be.
Okay. So somebody, they have user reviews on IMDb. And IMDb, he gave it a 3-star. And he goes, I know how Disney can save face. After this galactic turkey, I know how Disney can save face. In episode 9, which we will stream for free instead of paying a cent to Disney, this was in 2019, Luke wakes up from a bad dream in a sweat. He is waking up from a nightmare, looks around, or I don't know. He looks around for a cup of jasmine tea. The emo kid, chubby Asian, and Mary Sue were just dreams, a dark vision to torment him. In reality, they do not exist, however. Now back to hope, integrity, action story, and Star Wars. This is literally the bane in my existence, because literally you don't like this woman because she's Asian. That is it. Because why even say it?
Or chubby Asian they threw in there, didn't they?
Why? She didn't ruin Star Wars. She didn't ruin The Last Jedi. Okay. The emo kid? Who's that? Are you talking about?
Probably Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren? Okay. And Mary Sue, they're talking about Rey.
Yeah.
Why? I thought a Mary Sue couldn't do for. I thought that was a whole thing. Like, oh, you're a Mary Sue. You're weak, ineffectual. Whatever.
I'm actually not 100% sure on what the meaning of that term is.
Well, it's derogatory.
I've heard people use it, and I'm not sure what it means. I'm pretty sure it's like in reference to like a main character type thing, or
no,
for somebody who's like useless, or someone who's like too useful.
No. It's not even. It's just it's a derogatory term that they use usually towards men.
Okay.
And they go, oh, you're being a Mary Sue, meaning you're not being a man, you're being a woman, and that you're being weak and ineffectual, and that you're not doing, whatever. So they're talking about Rey, and it's like, why? Because a lot of people called, what's her name? Brie Larson? Mm-hmm. Is that her name?
From
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, yeah.
They called her, but
From
they
Scott
called her that
Pilgrim.
too. Yeah. So it's like, Rey kicks ass all the time.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So I guess I'm confused. But either way, that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is, you thought this was so bad that you decided to go into IMDb. You cannot write a user review unless you log in and make an account, first off. I know that.
Something I've never done.
So this guy made an account, and he decided to just say how bad episode 8 was, and talk about all the people he just didn't like about it. These people did not ruin Star Wars.
Does this person have any other reviews on there?
I don't care to look.
That's fair.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Just people are dumb. Star Wars fans are stupid.
Yeah.
Like at the end, he goes, let's get back to hope, integrity, action. The Last Jedi was action fucking packed.
All of these movies have had more action
than 4, 5, and 6 put together.
Every movie since the original trilogy has had more action than the last, honestly. Mm-hmm. It seems like it. They're just like, let's step it up, let's step it up, let's step it up.
Yes.
And I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Same.
Star Wars.
Hot fries.
With salt. Fuck you, Burger King.
Either
Unsalted
way,
fries.
that was just my little tidbit. Let's get into some likes, since we actually like this movie. Well, I do. At least.
Well, that person will not be on my like list. That user.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Okay. Likes. Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi. First like. Poe is amazing. Poe, at the very beginning, now that I'm actually remembering, I should have looked at my likes to remember, but Poe comes up to the dreadnought, and he's in front of it, and he's like, I want to speak to General Huggs. He's like, it's Hux. Okay, General Huggs. I'll hold. Still holding, and he's just hilarious. He's such a shit talker, and he's great. He's a great pilot. He's always kicking ass in the fighter pilot game, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, he's the best living pilot in Star Wars.
Who's the best dead one?
I'd say Han Solo.
He's okay.
And Han Solo would probably say Han Solo also.
I'm sure he would.
If he was alive.
But Poe's pretty sweet.
But he's not, so it's Poe.
Poe's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he is. He is. He lives through all of his space fights, which a lot of people can't claim. No. For someone whose last name is not Skywalker or Solo or Kenobi or Vader, he lives through all of his ship fights. So I can't argue that.
He's pretty good.
He's very good. Yeah, he's very good.
I like him. Next, Chris told me on the last one I wouldn't be able to use it. But I'm going to use it. Vader's music.
I forgot that it was in every fucking movie.
It is. I didn't know it was either until I heard it.
It's been a minute since I've seen this one.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I was like, I typed, I was like, Vader music.
I mean, how could you not?
It's so good.
It's very good.
It's so good. It's super quick. Just had to put that in there because it's amazing.
Vader music is always good. My sister walked down the aisle. Or no, I think it was after she got, after the ceremony. I think her and her husband walked out of the church to the Vader music. Fucking amazing.
I can appreciate that.
Why not?
Nice. That's what's up. I'm not even mad about that.
Goes with everything.
It does. So good. I don't know if I want to talk about this right away. I'm going to save this Next
It's got to be juicy.
It is. You kind of alluded to it, but I'll talk about it later. Let's see. Next, the connection between Kylo and Rey. The little dyad of the Force situation that they have. The fact that they can talk to each other. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of brilliant. I was like, yeah, why can't they do that? If they can talk to Force ghosts coast to coast, why can't they do that? That makes so much more sense to me.
And it seems like they were the first people to be able to do it in the next one they say in generations.
He does.
That nothing like that had existed for, thousands of generations? Or was it generations?
He just said generations.
It had been a while.
Yeah. But,
somebody's got to be the first one to do it in a while.
Yeah.
So
see, to me, when I hear stuff like that, I go to think, okay, let's think about the Jedi Council and the prequels. You guys are fucking up.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
They were not that great.
No. They thought they were, and that was the problem.
That was the problem. So I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. Okay. To me, that just, I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was great. The fact that they were able to touch each other, the fact that they were able to talk to each other, it was a different dynamic from your usual hero-villain, aspect. And I loved it. I was like, okay, this is good. And just like every superhero movie, comic book, every TV show, more often than not, the hero and the villain are the same person. And that's no matter where you go. Batman, Joker, Superman, and all his foes, and Spider-Man and all the people he knows, they're usually either the same person, or they know the person, or they can understand the person. Black Panther and what was his name? Killmonger. It's she was talking to him et cetera, et cetera. I feel this way. He's like, yeah. So come to the dark side. She's like, no. Yeah. Stop.
Also put a shirt on.
Please. Yeah, they were flirting. I liked it, though. Yeah. I loved it. Let's see, next, and I actually learned this from a video I watched a long time ago. But every time I watch this movie, I think of it. It introduced the animals in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. Because they said it, and I was like, you don't really see a lot of, pets or animals. You see creatures.
Yeah.
But they're living, walking, talking.
Yeah, hanging out in bars.
Yeah.
Getting drinks, or they're gangsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're never just, animals. So you see the porgs. You see the little crystal critters. You see the people on the little beast on the mountain where he gets the blue milk from. And then there's the stark difference between them and then the people who took care of the island. Mm-hmm. They were walking, and I don't know if they
wearing clothes.
They were wearing clothes. Yeah. This is a big difference than the little horses that we saw. I forgot what they were called.
The fathers.
Yeah, something like that.
Fathers.
The fathers.
The dads.
Yeah. So that whole thing. Let's see. Next up, I have a lot. So next up,
keep them coming.
Ren and Rey's battle. when did they battle? They only battled once in this movie, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So right after spoiler alert, old boy was killed. Snoke. After he died,
which was cool.
Their battle together against the red, whoever they were, amazing. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was so good.
Yeah. And then they go back to fighting each other.
And then they go back to fighting. They do their force pushes. Kind of like Obi-Wan. That whole thing. Yeah, I loved it. That's it. That's all I got. I loved it. Next up, Hodo sacrifice. Her whole situation was just amazing. I remember being in the theaters, and I don't know if it was before the movie or while you were walking into the movie, but there was a warning that there was a 5-second delay, a 5-second moment of silence, and then it allowed whatever, and they gave that warning, and I'm like,
really?
Yeah, you didn't get that in?
If I did, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I that's the only thing I ever remember is that there's like a 5-second, and they warn people because, when they premiered it, which is they premiered before the movie comes out, people they were complaining like, oh my god, what happened? Like, the sound went out, and then they missed it, so that they were just like, it's part of the movie, whatever. So I'm like, okay, and it still caught me by surprise. I was like,
because that's awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. Simple. I don't know. It was great. That's all I got for that. Next up, AT-AT. It's the 4-legged things, right?
Yes.
I seen these in Empire Strikes Back. Okay. Little robots. Okay, fine.
Little robots.
Right before they shoot at Luke in like the last whatever, it like boom. I was like,
it like settles in like a gorilla or like a sumo wrestler, like hunkers down.
I was like, that's intimidating.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I get it. But again,
there was like 6 of them.
There were
pointing at him.
I was like, okay, I can get behind these. That goes into Luke's deception. I loved it.
Oh,
him for
Luke's deception. That sounds like the title of the chapter select in the movie. It sounds like that's what it would
probably
be.
Is. What if it was? Like, yes, that'd be hilarious.
I like it.
Yes, Luke's deception. Him not being there and fighting Kylo Ren. Here's the thing. It wasn't until the second or third time I watched it that they show Kylo walking around. Every time he moves, the red shows. And then Luke, you see no red.
There were clearly like no footprints under him.
I was like,
yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Someone else pointed out to me and I was
so
like,
good.
That's good. I was like, who makes these movies? You're good. Rian Johnson. The first time I saw it, I was like, Rian Johnson, you're going places. And then he did. He might have. I don't know.
He didn't.
He actually made Knives Out.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This man is okay. All right. Anyone, if you want to start beef with Rian Johnson, the line starts right next to my fucking fist going into your teeth because that Knives Out was an incredible movie. A film, even.
He's made a lot of good movies.
Knives Out was great.
Yeah. Yep.
And I will defend Rian Johnson's honor to anybody just for that movie because I thought that movie was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the director.
Oh.
He did Breaking Bad for a couple of years.
Okay.
He did a movie called Looper, which I love.
Didn't see that.
You know what it's about?
Wasn't it the Tom Cruise one?
No.
Or no, it's shit.
You're thinking of Minority Report. Maybe. Maybe not. Looper is about time travel.
Oh.
Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, no, I was thinking of isn't it a Tom Cruise movie where like he dies and every time he dies he comes back to life?
Oh yeah, that's called Live, Repeat, Die.
I think that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I see why.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's also another one because that was with Jim's wife. She's British. What's her name?
I have no idea.
John Krasinski. You know he's married to?
I don't know.
Emily Blunt.
Okay,
that's her name.
The name is familiar.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of movies. Yeah, she was in that, and she was a beast. She was a beast. Yeah, so he does really good work. But anyway, the Looper movie is about what is it about? It's about time travel, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a time traveler, and it's something about people who time travel. If they do the wrong thing, if they get caught time traveling, or if they don't time travel to what they're supposed to be doing, there's like assassins who kill the time travel, so they come back and they die. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he encounters his older self.
Ooh.
And that's Bruce Willis.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like he's the assassin in the past.
I'm here for it.
They make Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face up to look like a young Bruce Willis.
Oh.
Yes. So so somebody, when they come back, I think now that I'm thinking about it, it is a time travel movie. You can't time travel, but to kill people, I don't know if it's like the death penalty or whatnot, but they send them in the past, and then the assassins kill the person. So then there's no body in the future.
Okay.
Right? Well, they usually show up in a certain spot. You know, the assassins get the time and place when they're going to be there. They show up in a certain spot, and then they automatically get shot or whatever the case may be. And they show up, they're handcuffed, they have a bag over their heads, something like that. Bruce Willis comes through, no bag, no handcuff. Joseph Gordon-Levitt realizes it's him. He realizes it's himself. And that's not supposed to happen. And it's like,
oh.
Yeah,
so does he like team up with himself?
It's no, but yes. Ooh. It's a whole thing. It's
we should
crazy.
Watch this movie.
It's a good movie.
I'd be down to watch it.
I love it. I've seen it like 3 times.
I'd be down to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Maybe after Rampage. Who knows?
Hey.
Either way, enough about that. Going back to my that I skipped.
The juicy one?
Yeah. Leia flying / grabbing force. That's what I associate it with. If I can force push you, if I can force choke you and bring you to me, because that's all we've seen all that.
Or pull an object toward you.
I can pull an object towards me.
Yeah.
I can cut an apple in the middle of whatever and give it to the love of my life that I kill later.
Stick it on the end of a fork.
If I can do all that.
Space apple.
If I can run faster than whatever droids those are, droidicas.
High jump.
I can jump off a thing and survive. Why can't I grab on something with the Force and pull myself?
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like she did.
Yeah.
She did not fly.
Same.
She did not Superman. She literally just...
Yes. I 100% agree with that.
And I loved it.
Same.
So I don't get it. Those are my likes.
Okay. I'll
let you go because I know you want to expand on it.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you go to your likes.
Okay. My first like, I liked when... It's very small. That's what she said. When Poe said... Too much Mountain Dew. When Poe's talking to BB-8, he's like, "No, happy beeps, buddy, happy beeps."
Yes.
I like that. I don't know why I did, but it's the first thing I wrote down.
It's funny because I think we grabbed the notepad at the same time, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, we're taking notes now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me. I'm taking notes." This is.
But I wrote that Poe was
work.
amazing, and you wrote that,
Happy
so
beeps,
I love it. Yeah,
which translates to Poe's amazing.
Same. And also BB-8. I like BB-8.
I love BB-8. I like the droids in Star Wars.
You do.
Before I even wrote Happy...
I'm not mad about it.
Before I even wrote Happy Beeps, or actually, before I even wrote John Williams is the next like. Before I even wrote John Williams, I wrote Happy Beeps. So
nice.
I liked it. Next, like the bombing scene at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought was awesome. Also, because I've heard people complain about it. So let me tell you why I like it. The people I heard complain about it were like, "Oh, there's no gravity in space. You can't drop bombs from a ship in space. There's no gravity." I was like, okay, well, there's gravity in the ship because there's a fucking ladder. So someone's climbing the ladder. People walk around in ships all the time, which means ships have their own like artificial gravity.
In Star Wars,
yes.
If we're putting it to Star Wars, no one floats in Star Wars.
Yeah. If you're walking around in the fucking Millennium Falcon, you're walking around. You're not floating around. There's gravity in the ships.
Yes.
Okay. So even if there was no gravity in those ships, all those bombs were on racks, and those racks started moving down, and then the bombs started falling. when something's moving and then it falls into or flies off into space, it keeps going because nothing's going to slow it down because of the momentum.
Because there's no gravity.
Yeah.
So it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So if you threw a fucking baseball out into space, it would just keep going forever. It doesn't mean you're really good at throwing baseballs. It just means space doesn't give a fuck and it'll keep flying.
Okay, let's go to something real, or at least semi-real in a movie. When they show people they're tethered to the spaceship or rocket or whatever, they're tethered because if they make a push somewhere, they can't push back because there is no gravity.
Yeah.
So if the direction of the bomb were going one way,
they're going to keep going that way.
They're going to keep going that way.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I heard people complaining about that. I think it even might have been real life people that I've talked to that complain about that. And I was like, okay, well, here's why that's wrong. On this podcast, if you're listening, anyone that I know, and you've said this to me, here's why you're wrong. See previous points.
Loud and wrong.
But yeah, I like that scene for one because it was kind of depressing because all the bombers were getting blown up. Sure. And what was her name? Paige, Tico, Rosa's sister, she fell down that fucking ladder.
She really did.
That was like a 30 to 40 foot drop.
She got fucked up.
She fell off the top of Hell in a Cell, landed on that little fucking metal guard rail. She has a family. Landed on that little fucking metal rail.
Yep.
And it was just kick the shit out of that ladder until that remote fell, and then she caught it and hit the button, blew up the ship, and then fucking died.
Yep.
And that scene was good.
It was.
And it also it just continued the whole thing in the movie of them being in a bad spot the whole time.
And people making sacrifices.
Yes.
A lot of sacrifices.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. Next, Leia has force powers.
Fair.
Again, people I've talked to didn't like that aspect of it, which at the time, whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it. In Return of the Jedi, Luke tells her, my father, the Force, in regards to the Force, I have it. My father had it. My sister has it. You're my sister. You have the Force. At least to some extent at that point. And she's like, somehow I've always known.
Yes. I don't understand the problem with that.
And then in the next one after that, The Force Awakens, they kind of expand upon that because she feels when Han dies. She feels it as if, like when Yoda clutches his chest when all the Jedis are getting killed, or when Alderaan gets blown up and Obi-Wan's like, oh, I felt that. I heard that.
Oh, we did talk about that in number 4. Because did we talk about it? Or did I watch it? Either way. So because I watch every time after we watch a movie, I go to the Cinema Wednesday and I watch the one we watched. So I can't wait to watch this next two. I was like, oh, I didn't watch The Force Awakens last week. I did. I forgot I did, and I went to click on it today, before you came over, and I was like, I just saw this. Damn it! And I was like, nah, I gotta wait. But anyway, it was either him or it was me and you. But it was like someone was like, why didn't she feel it when Alderaan blew up? Because she was looking at it in real time.
Yeah, she was reacting to it.
So she was reacting.
She saw it.
Yes. So is it implausible that she didn't feel it, or that she did feel it? No, she could.
She was looking at it.
But she was looking at it.
Yeah.
And
all these other things, like the Yoda example and the Obi-Wan example, happened from them on different planets. Yoda was across the galaxy.
And when she did with Han,
instances,
they were on different planets.
Yeah.
So
Leia has the Force.
That's the thing about movies. They show it to you, and then people don't want to believe it. It's but I'm here.
Also, I think some people just have a problem with women having power in movies. There, I said it. That was what I was going to jump in with when you were talking about it. But, Leia has the Force powers. Same. I believe that she pulled herself to the ship because if the first thing Luke does after a couple hours of training is he can pick up rocks, he can pick up boxes, he can levitate himself, R2-D2, Yoda, not his own ship yet, but he can pick up all these other things. And then before he even gets trained, he can pull a lightsaber to himself. I mean, granted, he had training from Obi-Wan in A New Hope, but he could pull his lightsaber to himself. Let's say he tried to pull something bigger to himself, and that thing didn't move, and he was in space. He would probably move toward it.
That's fair.
To me, like you said, this is what Leia did. She pulled herself toward the larger object because why not?
So the way I saw it, if you look when she starts moving her hand, I think she's feeling around, right? The Force is what. Either way, so She's feeling around. If you look at her, the particles of the blown up ship are moving away from her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to grab something else because things are moving away. It's literally, honestly, it's like science and it's kind of like physics. Like, I know they're in space and I know this isn't real, but like if you look at the particles moving away, like she's trying to go, and as she's moving, all the particles move away. So the force is, it's a whole thing to me, but when I see it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so Leia has force powers.
Whether I liked it or not, and I did.
And I did also.
Whether I did or not, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing. This is what I was thinking before. Do we believe that the Jedi, because they're Jedi, their muscles and bones are 1,000 times stronger? Or do we think that they're using to force, like for example, people can only jump so high, no matter what, because of your muscles and your legs. So do we believe that when they're jumping onto second story buildings and shit, do we think their muscles are pulling up there, or are they using the force to...
Say it's the force, like give them a little oomph.
So either you believe they're jumping that high and their muscles are that strong, which is false, or you believe that they're using the force to jump up that high, which means technically they're flying for a little bit.
Yeah.
So either way, she did
falling with style.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so Leia has force powers. I liked it. Yeah. And then they expand upon it further in the next one. We'll get there.
Love it. Chef's kiss.
Let's stick with the in-space things. That light speed crash from Admiral Holdo was amazing.
Fair.
Let's talk about that. That was so good.
So good.
And that's all I'll talk a little bit more about it, but that's basically all you're going to need to know. It was awesome.
That's it.
It was awesome. And they mentioned it in the next one. Like, let's do that again. I'm like, what? That was a 1 in a million move, which is kind of his way of saying, like, you're an idiot. You're like, you want to die? Okay. Go ahead. Dumbass Dominic Monaghan was like, let's light speed fly into someone else's ship.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the actor's name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that name.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, the light speed crash was sweet. Again, it was another like cool sacrifice moment that someone felt they had to make. And that's, if you're going to stay behind with the ship, do something with it. In that instance. She did. I was like, everybody's off the ship. Guess I better sit behind the wheel of this ship that totally could keep going without me. And I'll just die. Because it's a normal thing to do, I guess. I don't know.
I think they set that up so that could happen.
Yeah, so then you're like surprised.
Well, just meaning like...
There would be reason for her to stay behind.
Yeah, if everybody left with the ship, then she could have left. Why'd she have to stay behind?
Yeah.
And then it's like, she only stayed behind to do that because she knew that was going to happen, which, obviously is not the case.
Yeah.
But if somebody had to stay behind, then it's like, it's a good thing she stayed behind to die.
And I kind of liked Admiral Holdo because the first time I saw the movie, I didn't really care for it at first because I feel like you're not supposed to. Because it's, your boy, Poe Dameron. And she's like putting him down and shit. I'm like, she's like, didn't he just get demoted? Wasn't that Leia's last order as general before she, went comatose and before you fucked everything up, before you got a bunch of people killed, was to demote you? Or after you got a bunch of people killed? Yeah. Oh, let's do my thing. And, your first instance, we're like, oh, man, what a bitch. But you're like, oh, no, she's kind of right. She's doing what someone who's put in charge is she's doing what she thinks is right. Why not?
From the beginning, I loved her because I was like, Poe needs to be put in this place.
Yeah.
I like Poe, but I'm not immune to fucking up.
Yeah.
And Poe was fucking up.
Yeah, because he was fucking up. He was like, and then Leia's like, you fucked up. There's something you can't solve everything by jumping in the next thing and blowing something up. And he's like, we're in trouble again. Permission to jump in the next wing and blow something up? Granted. And then immediately after that, it's like, now you fucked up again. So now you got to be,
He be fucking up.
Poe be fucking up.
Sure.
So yeah, I liked her. Like in subsequent viewings, I noticed more. Like she was doing what she thought was right, and Poe was being a dick, kind of like in his own way because they both thought they were right, and like Leia says later, like she was more concerned with doing what she thought was right rather than trying to be the hero everybody wanted, and like making a show of it. Fair. So I liked her character. I also like that she was in Jurassic Park, which I didn't realize until after. I didn't realize it the first time I saw the movie, and then Keith's like, she was in Jurassic Park. And I was like, what the fuck are you... yeah, she was. Oh, you mean like the only woman in Jurassic Park? In the first Jurassic Park?
Literally.
Who was she? The child or the doctor? It's probably the doctor.
Hilarious.
Next, I liked when Luke is being a hard ass, trying not to teach Rey, and no one, Rey can't convince him, or at least at first, no one can convince him, and he locks himself in his room, in his little, one room house, and Chewie just, fucking blows the door off,
right,
and runs in and, picks him up. He's like, Chewie, what are you doing here? Wait a minute. Where is Han? And he was like, oh, he learned his friend died. And then later, R2, the only person left to not try to convince him, R2-D2, he's not even a person, a droid, plays that old message from Leia. And he's like, it's not going to work. Nothing you could say. And he plays it. He's like, nope. No, it was a cheap move. And it works. I was like, good. Works. R2-D2 coming in for the save.
Cheaper now.
MVP. Cheaper by the dozen. Let's do it. Love that. Those sweet infinity mirror shots of Rey in the, the dark place of that cave underneath everything. I thought those were awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I liked the Codebreaker. DJ.
Oh, yeah.
I liked him.
He's always good.
I really enjoyed him because he... yeah, wasn't he dead the whole time? Wasn't he dead the whole time in that scene? Because he was like, magnificent, and then the reality thing went bad.
I wasn't sure if he was dead.
I just don't. Maybe he wasn't even in the thing, or maybe he was dead. I forget. Yeah. But yeah, I liked him a lot. Magnificent. Yeah, the collector. Amazing. I thought he was really good. I liked him. No, you're good. I liked him as a Codebreaker. I liked that he was kind of the neutral party at first. Who was like, oh look, good guys, bad guys. He made a good point. Just guys, man.
He made a good point.
Yeah, he's like, what do you say? Don't enlist on either side. Just stay in the middle. Yep. Because there's good guys and bad guys on both sides. Mostly bad on both sides. Because we're on the casino planet. It's not a whole planet, I guess. We're in the casino town. They stole that ship. And it's like, oh, let's see who this belonged to. Oh, we sold weapons to the bad guys.
Whoop.
Oh, and the good guys.
Whoop.
Uh-oh. Guess people are stupid and bad, and maybe you can't judge someone based on, or maybe you can or can't judge someone based on their decisions and what side they take. And he's like, me, I don't take a side. And then he does, for his own gain. Fair. Which, Lando did it, and everybody loves him. So
that's fair.
And I'll get to more on that later. Couple more quick likes. BB-8 running that fucking AT-ST walker in the ship after the fucking top got blown off it. Awesome. Yeah. Captain Phasma and Finn's showdown scene. Yeah, amazing. So and you said it, so I'm gonna say it. You said it while we were watching it. You didn't use it for your likes, so I'm gonna steal it for my likes. When that little part of her helmet got blown open and you saw her eyes, you're like, oh, she kind of looks like the Shredder, and I was like, oh. A Ninja Turtle reference? I'll squeeze that into the podcast any day.
I'm there for
I like that.
That's why I'm here.
I like that. And also the fact that you got to see, you didn't get to see her whole face, but you got a glimpse of, who was under there. Gwendoline, Christie. Yeah. Because in the last one, she didn't get, to do much of anything except get held hostage. And this one, she got to, swing that spear and throw some shit around for a little bit. So I like that. I think that... Oh, Ghost Yoda. Loved it. First off, I loved that he was a puppet again, which I didn't have a problem with CGI Yoda, because CGI Yoda did flips and was awesome. Yeah. Puppet Yoda's awesome. And he fucking summoned lightning from the sky by pointing up at it, and then laughed as Luke got blown away by the fucking backdraft when that tree fort caught on fire. Loved it. Sassy old Yoda. And he's still teaching lessons. He teaches Luke, we are what they surpass. He's like, the goal of a master is to become what they surpass. We don't want them to need us forever. They shouldn't need us forever. Yeah. It's I don't know, maybe parenting it's also. Parents, I'm not a parent.
Yeah. But, it's my parents used to always tell me, I don't want you to be like me, I want you to be better than me. Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So Yoda's cracking eggs of knowledge still from beyond the grave, and still shitting on Luke a little bit.
Chickless.
He's like, you... Yeah, Chickless the commish.
Sorry.
But
I am all over the place. I'm so sorry.
But no, Yoda, he tells Luke, he's like, yeah, you were supposed to pass down your strengths and your knowledge, but also your weaknesses, your failures. Failure is the greatest teacher. But he probably said it fucked up because it's Yoda. It's failure, the greatest teacher is, or whatever.
He did.
Yeah, it's an important lesson because you're not going to start everything and be good at it right away. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. It's, was it Adventure Time? It's a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And they say, like, sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
That's fair.
Because you're not always going to be good at something the first time around. And if Luke's first time around teaching kids to be Jedis was fucking everything up, and he just gave up and went and lived on a planet like a hermit for a long time. Because when he took that helmet off in the next one to show how young he was, or no, he was old in this one. Sorry, I was thinking of a different scene. He was still fairly older in that scene, but yeah, he just like left and ran away. That's not the way to do things.
Fair.
Another quick like, and it's my final one. Is it Crate, the salt planet?
Yes.
Oh, the whole thing about it was great. The like speeder ski things with the red underneath the salt was great. The little crystal foxes were gorgeous, little cute animals. Luke's deception, to use your use your name for it. These little brush his shoulder off. It was great.
I know I should put that as my like, but I didn't. But I liked it too. It was great.
Finn trying to sacrifice himself, and Rose saving him and putting herself like almost in a fucking coma for a minute.
She did.
His little Finn's reunion with Rey because he hadn't seen her since he almost died on the Starkiller base at the end of the last movie.
Yep. I
really liked the whole sequence. Luke's ghost showing up, giving the ghost dice to Leia, and then Kylo Ren, more, just shooting all the guns at him, and he just stood there.
Love it.
Oh, the whole thing was great. I really liked it.
So good.
Those are my likes. I feel like I went on for a while about it, but there was a lot of stuff that I liked in this movie.
Good. Yeah,
so
no,
there it is.
Definitely, it's a good movie.
There it is.
So let's get to some dislikes.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first because mine's fairly short and sweet.
Fair.
Dislike DJ the Codebreaker. I liked him. I also didn't like him because of my preconceived notion of what was going to happen. Because when I was watching the movie in the theater, the first time I saw it, when he betrayed them, I was like, okay, so he's going to like Lando, Calrissian and everything. Like he's going to betray him, and then the next one he's going to show up, or he's going to show up later in this one and then be on their side again. Nope. Didn't come back, didn't get mentioned again. And I was like, oh man, because I really like this character, and I wanted him to come back and maybe even not get redemption. Because not every bad guy needs to get redemption. He could have just, showed up some more and kept fucking with them.
Yeah.
Because they paid him a bunch of money to give him up. Like he gave up Rey and Finn's plan, or Rose and Finn's plan, easily. And he's like, I cut a deal. Yeah, he's like, I cut a deal. That's it. Bye. Got mine. I'm out. And I was like, man, I just wanted to see more of him. Because I was hoping that he was either going to be like a Lando character and double-cross the people that or triple-cross the people they double-crossed, or throw in and just be a bad guy. But, I guess I'll still like him as a one-off character that he is. But for me, it was a personal disappointment that I was hoping we'd see more of him one way or the other.
That's fair.
That's kind of my only dislike for the movie. And it's not even the movie's fault. It's my preconceived notions of it. But that's my only real dislike.
That's fair.
So, that's it.
So, my dislikes?
Hit me.
Okay. I have a couple. They're not really that great, but there are a couple. First one, I do feel like for some reason I just feel like the bombers should have been faster.
Okay.
Not because of like, oh, they should win, but like
they're taking their time.
They were awfully slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get the, dramatics and all that, but I was like, man, if I would kind of want these in place at the beginning of the battle. Mm-hmm. Not like, hey, we cleared off everything, now come in. Take your time, though.
Yeah.
Just take your time. We don't want you to fall over.
They don't have any more ships. Don't worry about it.
They
totally do, though.
They have all the ships. We haven't destroyed a single ship. Now you can come in.
Yeah, they didn't really go for their ships because Poe was just going for those guns.
He was just going for the guns.
And then all the other ships came out.
If we get the guns out of the way, we're good.
Yeah. But yeah, because what was it, like Admiral Gordon Ramsay on the ship was like, we need to scramble off fighters 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, fair.
And then they all came out. Like, oh, here come the bombers. Well, nothing bad's gonna happen to them.
Yeah. I feel like because there was like 3 or 4 bombers, and there was like, but then once the dogfight starting, all the planes scattered. I was like, are you really protecting them?
Bombers didn't scatter.
Because the bombers didn't go anywhere. Yeah, because they were super slow.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like maybe you should have had one bomber and then, protect that one and not all 5.
That's fair.
Because they had
like
5.
poor planning.
Yeah, so I was just like, that's not smart. But then also, that makes it a good reason to get demoted. I mean, to be fair, because
because he was
dumb.
a commander.
Yeah.
So that was like I'm guessing his mission to put together.
So it's like, that was dumb, bro. No, we got victory. Yeah, but also dumb.
Yeah, but also a lot of people died.
Now we don't have any more bombers.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand. He was like, why?
But we won. They were heroes. He's like dead heroes.
Yeah.
No leaders.
Same. I thought people say, win is a win is a win. Is it?
Gig is a gig is a gig.
Is a gig. Is a gig. For the band? For the band? For the band?
Do you know anybody that's in a band? And I was like, I'm in a band. And he's like, you're in a band? And I was like, dude, I am totally in a band.
Okay. Check out
Guess which movie I just watched.
Check out our Scott Pilgrim episode. It's like episode 3.
Yeah, I think it is.
So that was one dislike. This is kind of a dislike towards the trilogy.
The sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is Star Wars fans. The next dislike is also Star Wars fans. Nothing to do with the movie.
That includes us.
Not me. Not you.
Okay, I was waiting for that part.
Not me, but just you.
Just you. My next complaint is you.
Just you, Michael.
Michael.
So everyone's big hoopla of 7 and 9. They're like, oh, they follow the same formula, which all Star Wars do.
Wait, what?
Ha. Or who's that? Is it Dwight? Or so he does something like that. Ha. Or that's funny. Or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Happy.
Yeah. So
sad.
Everyone's like, oh, blah, blah. And then everyone's like, but a lot of people like The Last Jedi.
Really? See, I thought a lot of people didn't like it.
It was like vice versa. They were like, if they liked The Last Jedi, they didn't like 7 or 9. If they like, I don't know many people who like 7 or 9, so I can't say that. But if they dislike The Last Jedi, they dislike all 3. And it's like, well, they do the same formula. I'm like, every movie has been the same fucking formula. All 9. Rogue One, Solo, the cartoons, they're all the same formula. Movies are the same fucking formula. It's annoying. Anyway, I hate explaining shit like that. Like, what do you want to see? I don't know. How can we make it better? I don't know.
I want to see all my favorite characters and situations, but I also want everything to be different.
But if it's too different, I don't like it.
Yeah, but I don't want anything. I also don't want anything new.
So you just want to watch number 4 again? Go watch it.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Same.
You can have a limited amount of fun with that.
So I don't know if I read this or made this up in my mind, but I think I read this somewhere.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll give you credit for it.
I don't want to.
If it's a good thing, I'll give you credit for it.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
But I heard
then I never heard of it.
Rian Johnson tried to ruin his movie, The Last Jedi,
on purpose.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard. That he tried. He was the director, so that he tried to ruin the movie because he didn't like the way it was going with J.J. Abrams, and I guess he knew he wasn't coming back for 9 or something like that. So he was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna. That's why Snoke died. That's why Finn and Rey weren't a couple because I guess they were supposed to be from 7, and like that was the whole thing. What else? Because the big villain doesn't die in the second movie. You know what I mean? So why did the big villain die in the second movie? Like it's a whole thing. So they had to fix that in 9, and we'll talk about 9 when we get to 9. But yeah, that I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really different too, but it was also still kind of the same, but still different enough. And I thought it still fit. Like maybe I'm just objective. I'm not objective, but I think I'm objective because when I look at it, I'm like, oh, this kind of fits. Like it kind of fits. And I think whoever made number 9, which was J.J. Abrams, I think he did an amazing job, which we'll talk about later. a different time. He did an amazing job bringing things from 8 and also trying to make it seem like a good trilogy.
Yeah.
I thought he did an amazing job. That's just me. But either way, that's my dislike. I heard that Rian Johnson just really didn't want to make the movie or something. Or no, I'm not saying like he's lazy or whatever, but he's not going to listen to me anyway. But whatever.
We love you, Rian Johnson. Knives Out was great.
Knives Out was great.
We also like this one.
Is he going to make a Knives Out too? Because they said they were producing or in
What?
production. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's supposed to be another Knives Out.
What? How?
Same.
Is Frank Oz going to be in it?
Is Captain America in it?
Is Lucas Lee going to be in it?
Same.
Let me tell you something, bucko. You got to hear 2 clicks. First
What
one's
movie
me
have you
hanging
watched
up
recently?
this phone. Next one's going to be me pulling the trigger. Okay, we watched that, and Megan lost it. My fiance watched it with me. She lost it at the same part that we did when he limps up to the phone booth and dials the phone with the fucking gun.
It's amazing.
She's like, why did he dial it with the gun? She's laughing. Why did he dial it with the gun? I was like, keep watching. And then he hangs up with it. She's like, oh my God. Love it. Love it. Anywho.
Okay, last one. I'll read it the way I wrote it.
I'm a big fan.
You're going to like this. I'm going to wait till you get done drinking.
So I don't spit all over the place or drown myself in a slushie.
This is more of a question.
Okay.
So, Force Ghost, coast to coast, can summon lightning and hit Luke, but Leia can't fly? That's my dislike.
Because they're male ghosts.
Same. Because Luda.
Oh shit, Ludacris is in this?
Oh, Chris.
Man.
I'm not even tired. Yoda, not Luke. So I put them together.
Yoda, Chris.
Luda. Yoda.
Get out the way, you will.
So Yoda summons a lightning. I don't know if... I'm assuming you knew that, but like he does it.
Yeah, like he points up in the air and the lightning comes down.
He closes his eyes, lightning comes down. I was like, oh, okay. So the Force Ghost can summon the lightning. And then he goes, much to learn still, Luke, and he hits him with his cane.
Yep.
Okay. And then, this is the next one, so I can't even bring it up. So whatever.
I know what
but
you're
another
about.
Force... Yeah, all that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know the term. There's a term. But, because they're not invisible.
Poltergeist? Intangible?
Maybe that's a word.
Like they go through things?
But they also cannot. They can, be...
They can interact with things when they want to.
Yeah. But Leia can't pull herself to the ship?
Nope. Because she doesn't have a ghost penis.
Has nothing to do with The Last Jedi. This is more... I don't know what to do with that. Yes.
Neither would the ghosts.
Well,
no, they would. I don't know.
I'm out of this conversation. I don't know what to do.
I'm not. Let's talk about this.
But yeah, those are my dislikes.
Okay.
So not really too much. One actually dealt with the movie. One didn't really. And the other one definitely just dealt with the fans. Because fuck them. So those are my dislikes.
Yeah.
Slushie Meter. I'll let you go.
Okay.
This is going to be tough.
I'm going to give this a... I'm going to go 3.75. Wow. Because I really didn't dislike it, but there were some parts that I didn't say it in my dislikes, so I'll say it now. I felt like it got a little bit bogged down during the extended chase sequence when they were just like fleeing the First Order ships.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I got a little bogged down during some of that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of gripes against this movie by a lot of people for reasons that we have totally debunked, and they,
I like that.
Totally groundless claims of these people.
God damn it, Chris.
Coming out of nowhere with
talent.
Oh, go on.
I love it.
No, seriously, go on.
I love it.
No, I mean, there's some arguments out there that people have made, and you and I have thoroughly discredited the arguments and the people. So I'll leave it. It's a 3.75 for me, because there are parts again. And also Benicio Del Toro didn't come back, so I was a little hurt by that. But yeah, I just thought there were a couple parts that got a little bogged down during the extended chase sequence. Mm-hmm. But that's it. That's my only real complaint with it. Otherwise, it would have gotten a 4.
So me.
And because I'm not going to go like 3.85 or 3.9 or something like that, I'm going to 3.75.
What did we give The Force Awakens?
I think I give it a 4.
What did I give it?
I don't know.
I feel like I gave it a 4.5.
I want to say you gave it at least a 4.
I know I definitely gave it at least a 4.
Yeah.
I feel like I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to do 4. 4 for 4. 4 for 4. 4. Fifth.
What was that?
This is from Dave Chappelle. The Chappelle show. He's like, I want to plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth.
F-I-F.
F-I-F.
Fifth.
Oh, man. Good times.
Oh.
4.25.
Ooh.
I want to go 4.5. I kind of really do. And not because I'm not doing it, I don't know. I love this movie. I think this is a great movie.
Spite those Star Wars fans out there.
You know what? 4.5. Fuck it.
Strike them down.
With great vengeance and furious anger.
Yes.
4.5.
They will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Facts. 4.5 because I love this movie. I thought it was a great movie when I first saw it. I think it's a great movie now. I love so many things about it, including, not excluding, the Salt Planet. The red was just amazing. There's so much red in this movie, and I love it. There's so many colors in this movie.
There is a lot of red in this movie.
There is. The fucking stormtroopers.
The throne room, the red guard troopers, the salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. The red is my favorite color as well. And then the whole background for the movie is red too. Again, another difference from every other Star Wars movie. Every other Star Wars movie looks the same. This one looks completely different from every other one. So if you think about it like this, like the prequels, if you look at all their like posters, they're kind of like yellowish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of like yellow and gold and orange in those ones.
And then even the Sith is kind of reddish, but it's kind of still, it looks lighter than it does. This one is like red, like blood red. And I'm like, okay, I like it. I always like it. So 4.5. That's what I'm going to do.
Nice. Take that, Star Wars fans. We're not afraid of you being all up in our DMs, sending us angry messages.
Don't do that.
But we're not afraid of it, but don't do it.
Don't do it. I don't want to see that.
I'm not afraid. You know where to find me on the internet. I give you my name at the beginning of every episode. Find me on something. Tell me you're mad at me. I will have a very reasonable discussion about why you're wrong.
Fair.
Or, if you want to flip the script, I'll tell you why I'm right. They're the same. They're the same reasons. In this instance, at least. For this movie. Another movie, different discussion.
Same. Let's see. So, that's it.
Yeah.
So that is it. That was Slushie review for The Last Jedi.
Yes.
4.5 for me.
3.75 for me.
3.75. I almost said 4, but you're right.
I mean,
3.75.
I can bump it up to a 4. I don't mind it.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But you know that. But yeah, 3.75. Let's see. The next movie coming up, The Rise of Skywalker. And we will be done with the Star Wars saga.
Yeah. Until they make another
Pretty
one.
quick. PDQ. For these past 3 months.
It's the longest saga we've done so far.
Yeah, it has
Because
been.
DC was, what, 9 movies?
DC was 9.
This is 11.
This is 11. 23 more to go. For another franchise.
Look out, Marvel. We're not doing all of them.
No, we're not. You gotta do them in sections. Like Iron Man 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Like in one episode?
No.
Okay.
Just
like separate episodes?
Yeah,
okay.
why not? Yeah. But not like in a row, like Iron Man, Captain America.
Yeah, in like chronological order.
We can't do that.
No. Because at a certain point, we just want to skip.
Because I tried that before Endgame.
We tried that.
We did.
We tried between movies I owned, because I had Iron Man, Captain America, And
this is before Disney Plus.
Yeah, and then we had to like rent. We had to rent movies. We had to rent discs from a brick and mortar store.
Brick and mortar.
Because I owned Iron Man, Captain America, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
I own none.
And I think we rented Thor 2.
Civil War, I think.
Civil War. Did we rent the first Avengers movie?
I don't think we got that far.
So I know we did all 3 Iron Mans.
Yeah, did we?
I'm pretty sure we did all 3 Iron Mans.
Did we get to the third one?
I think we did.
Did we? Because we didn't get far.
No, we didn't.
We thought we were.
Because some movies we just couldn't find. Because I think a lot of other people had the same idea as us, was to go out and watch all of them in fucking order. Fair. And ours was like 3 days before. We're like, hey, let's rent a bunch of movies before this big thing that's been in like, 12 years in the making comes out. Let's go rent a bunch of movies all at once. No one else will have this idea.
It was like that
Everyone had that fucking idea. Everyone had the same idea.
So hilarious.
And they did it way sooner.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. We still liked it.
Honestly, I think that's where the whole idea for the podcast came from. For me, at least.
Just us sitting around watching movies.
I think so.
I'm all right with it.
I think that's where it came from.
It's not a problem.
It is what it is.
I liked it.
Either way. So next up, Rise of Skywalker.
Woo.
Woo. Shout out. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at Slushie Review and Instagram at Slushie Review Podcast. And anything else?
No.
That's
Just
it.
bring it on, Star Wars nerds. If you got beef,
don't do that.
I'll cook it up.
I don't want that. I don't have time.
But come at me with it. Keith doesn't have time for your bullshit.
I don't.
I don't either, but I will make time.
There's no time like the past.
Or I just won't respond to you.
Yeah, just keep it in the past.
Keep it in your pants.
Also,
Star Wars fans.
And again, keep it in your pants.
Little boy on Tatooine.
So either way, that's gonna be it for us. See you next time. This has been Keith
and Chris,
and we'll see you sometime. Who knows?